भगवान श्री योगी राम सूरत कुमार की जय। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम राम राम, राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम राम राम, राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम राम राम, राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम राम राम। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, 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 जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम राम राम, राम राम राम, राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम राम राम, राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम 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 राम, राम राम योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Raya. Rama 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 Bhagavan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki Jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanamastu. Once again, we have offered the Nama lotuses at the holy lotus feet of our Bhagwan with grateful pranams. We all know it is no small grace that we are able to assemble here at all this time, especially this auspicious time for worship, the Sandhya Kal, the evening twilight, favorable to worship. Even a small effort can bear an enormous fruit. So let's celebrate this grace from Bhagwan and fill up the rest of our life with his Nama, his powerful Nama, and with his Seva. We have been seeing about the relationship between the Guru and the disciple. Been going through various aspects of that. And today we shall go through one more story which demonstrates what Guru's grace is. Guru gives an instruction. The Guru's words are very important, and it's important that the disciple follows that to the letter. Then the Guru's grace works enormously, very powerfully. Now here is a story, a delightful story, somewhat hilarious also, but then it speaks the truth. A guru and his disciples were passing through a forest. They walked and walked and walked, and they came across a guest house in the middle of the forest. Now, just before they approached this guest house, the Guru instructed the disciple, don't assume any identity. Don't become anything. Just remember what he said. And then, of course, the disciple nodded readily, and then they entered. And what did they see? A beautiful guest house with all facilities, and there were two soft beds. They were very tired, and there was also a variety of foods. So they helped themselves generously because there was nobody about. And then the Guru said, okay, you take up one bed and I will go to the other bed. But one thing, don't become anything. Don't assume any identity. Now, they slept very nicely. They had walked long. And in the middle of the sleep, suddenly they found there was a commotion. The king had come on his hunting trip with a band of soldiers. And then, of course, after the hunting was over, he came to the guest house, and what did he find? Two beggars occupying his beds. First he went straight to the room where the Guru was resting. An old man. The king wondered who he was and how dared he sleep here. And then he woke him up violently. He said, who are you? What are you doing here in my bed? The Guru did not say anything. He just turned to the other side and pretended to sleep again. Then again the king shook him. And again he would not say anything, and he turned around. Now after a little while, the king thought this man was a half-wit, a stupid old man. Probably he was not able to speak at all. So immediately he ordered the soldiers to carry him and put him under a tree. And then next he went to the other room, and here, very happily, the disciple was sleeping. And again the king got very angry now because it's one more man, and then shook him violently and said, "Who are you?" Now the disciple woke up and said, "Why are you doing this to me? I'm a Swami of Saraswati order. My Guru is a great one. Why would you disturb me like this?" Now the king, you can imagine, he became furious. He said, "How dare you?" answered back. "And what is the Swami doing here in this bed?" And then he ordered his soldiers, his men, to whip him 20 times and then throw him out. So he was beaten up very cruelly, and then with sores all over the body, he was thrown out, literally. And now he was moaning outside. It was bleeding, the wounds. And slowly he opened his eyes and he saw his Guru under the tree, lying down. So he moved slowly, went near the Guru and charged him. "Gurudev, nobody has beaten you up. You seem to be quite all right. Whereas just see my condition. See how cruelly they have treated me. Why didn't your grace come to my help?" Now the Guru said, "You did not follow my instruction. Had you followed my instruction, Guru's grace would have protected you." What did I say? I said, don't become anything. Why did you have to tell the king you were a Swami of Saraswati order? Why did you have to assume an identity? So when you assume an identity, this is what happens. When you become something, then the world will begin to teach you. When you say you are nothing, or you feel that you are nothing, don't assume any identity. It is the safest way to come out of any adversity. But you didn't follow my instruction. How do you expect my grace to act? So you see, it is very important to follow the words of the Guru to the letter. We are not here to question the words of the Guru. Once again, let us remember what Bhagavan had to say. Papa Ramdas, when he initiated Bhagavan, he gave one instruction: chant the mantra all the 24 hours. And immediately, Bhagavan set out to do that. And he told me, Devaki, not that this beggar was doing it all the 24 hours, but he was trying and trying and trying. And this trying is tapas. So the words of the Guru are very potent. Now, I remember the beginning when the ashram started. One day, all of a sudden, Bhagavan said, he called Mani, the then trustee of the ashram. He said, Mani, let us go to Annamalai Swami's place. Annamalai Swami was an attendant of Sri Raman Maharishi for quite some time, quite a few years, and after that, Raman Bhagwan asked him to stay away and pursue his sadhana. Now, at that time, Annamalai Swami was staying in a building next to Ramanashram, and all of a sudden Bhagwan said, let's go. So Bhagwan and Shrimani and myself, we went there. And then of course, Bhagwan smiled and Annamalai Swami also smiled to him. There was an exchange of looks between the two of them. And then we were all seated in front of Annamalai Swami. Then Shrimani asked Annamalai Swami, please give us some advice. We are just starting the ashram. Again Bhagwan smiled. Annamalai Swami also smiled. And then he said, always think that you are the last, the lowliest worker in the ashram. Do not assume any higher identity. Be very humble and think that you are the lowliest. This was the advice he gave. And again they looked at each other and smiled. And then we left after prostrating before Annamalai Swami, after taking his blessings. That was the last we saw him. Now, this identity, even if you should assume an identity, if you cannot help, this is the identity, the biodata that we have to keep with us. I have found personally that this worked very well. Now, there are two paths, the path of bhakti, bhakti marga and jnana marga. In the bhakti marga, we do assume an identity. The ego cannot be helped. The ego is always active, no matter how much tapas you are doing, till the last moment, till the ego is completely dissolved, completely destroyed by Guru's grace. There is every chance that you fall into the pit of Maya. It's never safe. So, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, let the rascal be a servant of God. He called ego by that word. So, in Bhakti Marga, we assume that we are servants, we are slaves of God. And then we act from that frame of ego, so that there is sincerity and humility enough to do the seva to the satisfaction of the Guru. In Jnana Marga, when we say I am so and so, this I am is a reality, it is a self, the great self, that expresses itself as I am, but the minute you add so and so, you are adding an identity, a worldly identity to the truth. Then it becomes a relative truth. The absolute truth becomes a relative truth, and so. So the minute you add so and so, the so and so will have to suffer a series of adversities. Any assumption based upon ego is bound to get blows, because the very purpose of life is to serve God, to remember God and to serve God, no matter where God has placed you. It is the purpose, the goal of life. And you do it with humility. Even if you are a householder, leading a life of household in full swing, you can still serve God, you can still remember God, connect with God all through the day, and continue to live the life that you have always been doing. You don't have to change anything. You just have to add one sentence, for the sake of God. I am an instrument in His hands, and whatever I do for the sake of God. So you can live your everyday life as an offering to Him and continue to live the life of a householder in full swing, as long as you remember God, that it is by His will, by His grace, that we got this life at all. Bhagavan used to say, wherever God has placed you, it is the best for your spiritual growth. At that moment, whatever happens in our life at any moment is the best that can happen to us at that moment. We should remember these two sentences always. They are the words of the Guru. And then we would be able to accept whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or sorrow. We should remember that it's the best that can happen to us at the moment, and it comes from God. And it's meant for our spiritual growth, for our closer relationship with God. Once we learn to accept it as a blessing from God, there is freedom. You don't have to get anxious over it. You don't have to fall into depression and spend the rest of the life with medicines. Of course, we do not know while something is happening how this could be a blessing, because it's a blow. All the time in life, any identity that we assume, the identity will keep getting blows, depending upon your degree of humility or degree of arrogance. Because the fundamental aim of life is only to destroy this ego, to dissolve this ego. So the ego is bound to get blows from all sides. And that's based upon a very beautiful, clever law of karma. It is a supreme intelligence that is at work all the time. It's a wonder how this cosmos, with its infinite varieties of life, is being run with such precision, beauty, and order. So, let us take this, whether you follow, if you follow the Jnana Marga, you would be safe to keep to I am. So your practice will be to keep up that I am and not add the so and so. And if you follow the path of bhakti, then you call yourself the slave of God or the servant of God. So that slowly, slowly, the small I, the ego self, will be replaced by Him, because He is the doer. He is activating me from inside. This instrument is being operated by Him. So whatever thoughts I get, whatever words I speak, whatever actions I do, they come from this activation by God. He is the real doer. So my thought, word, and deed, they all belong to Him. So you keep offering them to Him, to where it is due. And it is the safest route, because the blows are bound to come to the ego, and it's no use grumbling. So that's why Bhagavan always made us sing that song, Kurayondru Millai Marimurti Kanna. I have no complaints, I have no complaints. You are there to give me what I need. You may not give me what I want, but you will definitely give me what I need. God definitely gives us all that we need, but He may not provide for our greed. So let us remember all the instructions given by Bhagavan and keep to that. And try. We can only try. It doesn't matter whether we succeed or fail. It doesn't matter how many times you fall down while trying. What matters is getting up again and trying. That is tapas. And that invokes a huge grace from Bhagavan. We shall offer our today's prayer at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Bhagavan, we keep begging you because that's all we can do. And we beg you 1,000,000 times for your immediate divine intervention to free the humanity from the grip of these viruses that keep attacking the body and the mind. Once for all, and bring back a dharmic normalcy in all aspects of life and everywhere. And Bhagavan, we beg you to uproot all that is negative in the human mind, because the panic can be a killer, anger, jealousy, and growing desires turning into needs. Everything can be vicious and will bring forth more blows from life. And Bhagavan, we beg you for the protection and all-round welfare of those unselfish people who work hard for the sake of the others. We also beg you for a lift to our economy, and we pray and pray and pray intensely for unbroken remembrance of your name. Remembering the name is remembering God, and remembering God is living in God. This is what you have said. So this instruction we have to follow to the letter. It doesn't matter how successful we are, but it matters that we keep trying. And we beg you, Bhagavan, to be fine instruments in your hands so that we could offer our everyday life at your feet. We could run our everyday life as an offering to you. And Bhagavan, we beg you for that ultimate liberation from the tyranny of ego, the ultimate ananda, the bliss, Satchidananda, for which we need to be purified completely so that we can see your living, vibrant, pulsating presence everywhere, in everything, and all the time. Bhagavan, please bless us to be able to see your will, your sankalpa, and your leelas in all the happenings of life. And more importantly, to be able to see your hidden grace even in the most disastrous sufferings of life, knowing these sufferings come to us not because God is testing us, they come to us because of our past karmas. Every suffering that we get, we are not to blame anybody. We are not to blame God, neither God nor anyone else. When a bad karma begins to play up, even those who are very friendly and understanding will turn against us, all of a sudden, for no reason at all. It is not them, It is the play of our past karma. Whatever I've been telling you every day, a word of praise will definitely come back to us at some time in life. And so does a word of abuse. So we have to be very careful not to create new karmas, knowing that all the karmas have to be paid back. So, Bhagwan, we beg you to remember whenever we suffer, the suffering is due because of our past karma. At the same time, because of your compassion and generosity, you put a blessing also in that, a blessing for our spiritual growth. The suffering happens only to cleanse us of all that is unwanted in us, so that we get closer to God. Remembering this, let us be grateful to God for this. And Bhagwan, we beg you again, for all the species of the universe, wherever they are and whatever state of being they are, to be freed from their state of misery, so that they get a lift to a higher plane. And Bhagwan, ultimately, what matters is that our freedom, our liberation from ego, our liberation from the vicious cycle of births and deaths, only you can grant that. And we beg you again and again, a million times, million times, for that huge, supreme blessing, so that we could live in you eternally, an eternal living in the eternal entity. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.